Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hi, this is Suzie Cheel from suziecheel.com. And today we have day 23. But how did you go yesterday? Did you, if you hadn't done it before, did you write out those 10 things that you want in your life? And have you been, doing them? Reading them out at least once a day, carrying them with you. Maybe if you don't have them on paper, you've put them on your phone so you can have them. And maybe even when you're out walking, you can read them and then say, of course, thank you, thank you, thank you. And here today we have day 23, the magical air that you breathe. It is quite possible to leave your home for a walk in the early morning air and return it a different person. Beguiled, Enchanted by Mark Ellen Chase. If someone had told me a few years back to be grateful for the air that I breathe, I would have thought that person was crazy. It would have made a bit of sense to me. Why on earth would anybody be grateful for the air they breathe? But as my life changed from using gratitude, the things that I took for granted or didn't give a second thought about became an absolute miracle to me. I went from sweating the small stuff in my world and day-to-day life to opening my eyes and thinking about the bigger picture and wonder of the universe. As the great scientist Newton said, when I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the sun to receive the proper amount of heat and light. Now, that didn't happen just by chance. These words made me think more and more about the bigger picture. And it's not an accident. There's a protective atmosphere surrounding us. And that beyond it, that there is air, there's no air or oxygen. It's not an accident that the trees give off oxygen so that our atmosphere is continually replenished. It's not an accident that our solar system is perfectly placed and that if it were anywhere else in the galaxy, we would most likely be devastated by cosmic radiation. There are thousands of parameters and ratios that support life on Earth. All of them are on a knife edge, and their fine-tuning is so critical that a fraction of difference in any of these parameters or ratios would make life unlivable here on planet Earth. It's difficult to believe that any of these things could have happened by accident. It would seem that they are perfectly designed, perfectly placed, and perfectly balanced for us. When the realization hits you that all these things might not be an accident and that the balance of every microscopic element surrounding Earth and on Earth is in perfect harmony to support us, you will feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for life because all of it has been done to sustain you. The magical air that you breathe is not an accident or a fluke of nature. When you think about the enormousness of what had to take place in the universe for us to have air, and then you take a deep breath, breathing air into the body becomes breathtaking in every sense of the word. We take one breath after another and never give it a thought to the fact that there is always air for us to breathe. Yet oxygen is one of the most plentiful elements in our body. And as we breathe, it feeds every cell in our body so that we can continue to live. The most precious gift of our life is air, because without it, none of us would last more than a few minutes. When I first began to use my gratitude's magical powers, I used it for a lot of personal things that I wanted, and it worked. But it was when I began to be grateful for the real gifts in life that I experienced the ultimate power of gratitude. The more grateful I became for a sunset, a tree, the ocean, the dew on the grass, my life, and the people in it, every material thing I ever dreamed of having poured down onto me. I now understand the reason why it happened was that way. When we can feel truly grateful for the precious gifts of life and nature, like the magical air that we breathe, we have reached one of the deepest possible levels of gratitude. And whoever has the depth of gratitude will receive absolute abundance. Today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing it out. Take 5 full breaths in and 5 at 5 different times today. And after you've taken each set of 5 breaths, say the magical words, yes, you know it, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for the magical air that I breathe. And be as genuinely grateful as you can for the precious, life-giving air that you breathe. It is best if you can do this magical practice outside so you can feel and appreciate the magnificence of fresh air. But if it's not possible, do it inside. You can close your eyes while you're taking those breaths, or you can do it with your eyes open. You can do it while you're walking, waiting in a line, shopping, or anywhere at any time you want. The important thing is to be deliberately feeling the feeling of the air going in and out of your body. Breathe the way you naturally breathe, because this magical practice is not about your breathing, but it's about your gratitude for the air that you breathe. If taking a bigger breath helps you feel more grateful, then do that. If it helps you to make a sound or mentally say the magical words, thank you, as you breathe the air out, then do that. If you want, you can also do a variation of this practice in the future by imagining that you're breathing in gratitude and filling yourself up with every breath you take. I'm just going to share something I sometimes do at the beach. So, I breathe in. How's I breathe in? I breathe in love and I breathe out gratitude. And I can do it to the ebb and flow of the wave. So there's different ways you can do that. In ancient teachings, it said that when a person reaches the point of being deeply grateful for the air that they breathe, their gratitude will have reached a new level of power. And they will have become the true alchemist who can effortlessly turn every part of their life into gold. How magical would that be? So that's magic practice 23. So we're going to do count our 10 blessings, make a list of them, write down why you're grateful, reread the list, and at the end of each blessing, say, thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful as you can for that blessing. 5 times today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take in 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing it out. And after you've taken 5 breaths, say the magical words, thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Be as grateful as you can for the precious life-giving air that you breathe. And then just before you go to bed tonight, get out your magic rock, think about what was the best thing that happened for the day, and go to sleep in the arms of gratitude. And tomorrow we're at day 24. We've only got 5 more days till we finish the magic. Oh, we might do an extra one where she gives some tips what we can do at the end. So tomorrow we've got the magic wand. So I'll be back my tomorrow morning with the magic wand. Everybody, remember to love yourself into abundance and do dare to dream again. Namaste.